Welcome, everyone, to episode 89 of the Phoenix Report. And today's a unique episode because normally I'm used to talking to either like one or two people at a time. This time I'm talking to four guys right now. I'm speaking to four gentlemen right now. I know there are five in the band total. We're still waiting on one, but I am here with the guys from the band Corium, which is I believe a deathcore band. Is that the right? Is that the right genre? I want to make sure I have it right. I get a little confused about some of these things.
I would say since we made our members and our transitions from the newer lineup, I would definitely call it deathcore.
Deathcore. Cool. Well, we can get into all that.
At least that's where our label agrees with us and says, I mean,
metalcore, metalcore, deathcore.
Sure.
A little bit of death metal here.
It's like we do both kinds, country and western.
Right.
So
I'm a little bit country.
Exactly.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I'm here with the boys from Corium. I've known Austin and John and AJ for many years now. I know Austin and John were in a band called Bloodlines a few years ago, and this sort of grew into what became Corium. So why don't we go around the room for a bit? Why doesn't everyone just kind of introduce themselves, say what they do in the band? And I know we still are waiting on one, but go ahead.
Well, I am John McGinnis. I am the drummer of Corium.
I am Austin Robinson, and I am the vocalist of Corium.
I am Kenneth, Quinones, and I am the bass player for the band.
I'm Piazza, and I slap strings and belt sounds from my mouth.
Of course. AJ Piazza, also known as Pizza. Kenneth, it's nice to meet you. I don't think we've been formally introduced before, so it's nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah. It's real nice to meet you, too.
He has a nickname in the band, though. We call him Fez from that 70s show.
Nice.
So, yeah, ever since I wanted to grow my hair for the longest time. And since I started growing on my hair, I always got people say, hey, you look like Fez from that 70s show. And it got to the point where even my family at home started calling me Fez. And it just kind of stuck from there. Wow. So,
well, I said good day.
I said good day.
Yeah, we started a monster with that one.
Gotcha. Well, John, you've certainly been on my show several times, one-on-one, just over the years, talking about your journey. I know you and Austin were in Bloodlines for a while. I know how hard you guys had worked to get that band off the ground. What led to, how did Corium, as it is, how did Corium become a thing?
Well, Corium became a thing with me and one of the ex-members of the band. I got together with a man named Mike. We'll probably get into his story later with him. But me and this gentleman named Mike got together and we started trying to play in the garage. And COVID hit, during that time, so we were kind of just had time to kind of really just play in a garage and do whatever. And then we had another guy join us named we call him E-Rock. And E-Rock joined the band, and the band started trying to.
Let me guess. Is his real name Eric?
Eric, yes.
Just wild guess Eric. There. No, go ahead.
Yeah, wild guess. Yeah, Eric. And we the band started lifting off the ground a little bit. Started getting a little bit of little wind underneath his wings, and we started man, we can start trying to get ready to maybe, we have a couple songs here. Right, we need something to do, and well, we need a singer and we need a bass player. So what are we gonna do? It's like, you know anybody? I said, well, I got my old singer from Bloodlines, Austin. I mean, we can maybe give him a shot and see how that goes if you want. And so I hit up Austin, and Austin came out, and he's like, dude, I kind of dig this what you're doing, and I would like to get back into the music scene again. So we got Austin in the mix, and then later on down the road, come to find out that E-Rock developed brain cancer.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and very serious. One day he was hanging out with Mike, and he had a massive seizure. He fell over, and not getting too much detail, but he had a massive brain seizure, and turned out to be brain cancer. It was the devastating news, and he couldn't really use his hands were not working right. He couldn't really play guitar. It's something like that started affecting his motor functions and stuff. It was a very serious thing, and with his wishes, he said, keep going on. So that's what we did, and we ended up getting Will in the band, which is our tardy guest we're waiting for right now. Will's on his way here.
It's all right.
But we ended up getting Will in the band, and then we found Fez too at the same time when that kind of happened.
Like a BOGO deal,
Yeah,
Nice.
that kind of happened. So then the band started kind of getting, with all that momentum we had built up with E-Rock and everything, we got Will in the mix. Will learned the music that we had there already. Fez was
they learned it in 2 weeks' time, pretty much.
Yeah, and they learned it pretty quickly too. That's right too. And let's see here, Fez and Will were kind of coming in at the same time during all this little tragedy was happening. So Will had to learn the music. Fez just kind of had to kind of write his parts out, kind of, and learn the parts too as he went. But that's kind of how Corium kind of came to be, out of his little garage band into, still not a garage, but a back room now, I guess, right?
Yeah, you're moving up in the world.
Right, that's where we're at right now. We're in our little practice spot in the back of my house right now.
Nice. Very cool. How is Eric doing, by the way?
Last I heard, he is doing pretty good. He has little ups and downs from what I heard from him. I try to give him his little space because him and Mike were really good friends and stuff. And when we had the little falling out with Mike, we kind of let him just kind of hang out with Mike and do his thing too. But we still give E-Rock plenty of props for everything that has happened with this band.
That's great.
If it wasn't for E-Rock, I say the band wouldn't have got the wings, the wind underneath those wings, as I said, and got the lift that it needed. And he really helped get the band into momentum.
Excellent.
And kind of, when his little fucking incident happened, we had to, hey man, but you have to do this what's best for you.
Gotcha. Very cool. So AJ, Pizza, how does he figure into all this? How did you get involved with these guys?
Well, AJ came into the band because of a incident that happened at a show, and we had to pull out the show last minute, last thing, because we had a little bit of a problem with a member of the band, two members of the band was technically, and but one was the bigger evil of the thing, you know what I mean, and unfortunately Mike was being a real problem in the band, and if it was either his way or the highway at some cases. But, not trying to pick or poke too much, right. Mike ended up stepping away from the band, and I knew at that time, I was like, well, I'm not sure what's about to happen. I'm not too sure what Austin and Will and Fez are going to think about all this, what's going down, because of course we had two members of the band fighting at the time, and I was like, well, I'm just going to do the thing I think is smart, and I'm going to lock the page down, and I'm going to shut the band down temporarily. So, and I put the big post out on there online saying the band was temporarily shut down, and this, that, and the other, that we're taking some time to kind of, see what we want to do from here.
I think I remember
that's exactly
seeing
what we
that.
did. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I got with Fez, I got with Austin, I got with Will, and I said, everybody, just take a month, sit back, decompress from the situation that's going on right now, and let's just come back and talk about it in a month. So we came back, and I said, what do you guys want to do from here? Do you guys want to keep going, or you just want to say, hey, it was fun, or what do you want to do? And I think we all decided that we wanted to keep going and keep, we had some good songs, we had a little good.
But who is left to keep it? Because you're missing the important part about who left and who stayed.
Well, I did say that, but Austin. I said Austin, Fez, and Will were here with me.
I guess it makes it obvious.
Yeah, Austin, Fez, and Will were here, and we all sat here and said, we want to keep going. We want to keep doing this. So we decided, hey, we need some new songs. We need to cut out some songs that we just didn't really like in the set too that we had. I think we kept maybe like 5 or 4 songs from the set, made some new ones, and we decided to rebrand Corium.
There you go.
Yeah. So then, as we were reading out rebranding, we were putting out there, hey, we need a guitar player. So we had a couple of people hit up, but I said the one that really stuck out the most was, Mr. Pizza over here. I know Pizza from a long time ago, and he could give you his backstory on with his last bands and how pretty much we got in contact. He got in contact with us. AJ, you want to tell him how you got in contact with us?
Let me see if I can abridge this. I was in a band previously that went under, similar sort of thing, had internal issues.
Was that Wolves at Your Door? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Wish them the best. I love those guys. It was just, things just weren't going well. Then I'm sitting here with nothing to do, basically, and saw they needed a guitar player, so I reached out to John and Austin. It's like, hey, I'm completely available. I'm willing to at least learn the material and fill in, if not come in full time. And just kept coming over here, learning the material, practicing with them, and that's all I have to say about that.
Fantastic.
He actually came in while we were recording the new Damnation single that we had, kind of like to show everybody our new the new sound of the band, what we were kind of going for. And Damnation was the song that we wanted to put out and say, hey, this is the new Corium. Everybody check us out. And AJ was kind of there with the process. He didn't record, but we want to say he was there in spirit, recording with us because he definitely came to all the recording sessions and sat there with us and ordered pizza and ate pizza. It's kind of cannibalistic sounding, but ate pizza.
Yeah.
We all know that scene from Spaceballs.
Hey, I mean, who doesn't love pizza? Am I right? Make of that what you will. But yeah, so you guys are based in Cocoa, Florida, and you guys have been doing a lot of shows in the last several months. Really been putting yourselves out there here around Central Florida. John, you mentioned that there was a label earlier. Is that right? Do you guys have like some sort of deal right now, or what's going on with that?
So I'll hand that over to Austin because Austin's like our little. He is our little. I call him our little tech nerd guy, but he's like our little promotion dude, and he handles
more of the business side of things.
Austin handles a lot of our show getting and stuff like that, and like reaching out to people and stuff like that. And a lot of times, if you're talk to somebody online, most of the time it's probably Austin, but
Yeah.
So I'll let Austin take that one.
Sure.
So it's not like any huge, I wouldn't say it's just like, a record label, but it's a promotional label that we have that's out in Pennsylvania. Forgive me, I forget the town or the city where they're from, but I think it's the northern part of Pennsylvania. I just know it's Pennsylvania. So it's definitely not here, but the name is From the Depths Entertainment.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I really hope I didn't butcher that and got it right, but I'm pretty sure 100% that's what it's called, From the Depths Entertainment. So, yeah. So, and I mean, it's just, we have other bands. There's not very many. Like, they have over, I think, a couple hundred bands on that roster, but there's only like an actual very few that are, in Florida. One is Burn Forever that actually kind of, I don't know if they had any say or influence, but that's a band that's around here and very much local. It's just a 1-year thing that we have, label-wise, promotional-wise, which is, I'm not going to put all our business out there. But
Yeah. We don't have to go too deep in the weeds about it.
Pretty much, they promote pretty much everything that we put there on the page, anything that we share on Facebook, Instagram, all of our social medias. And so far, they've been doing a pretty good or very good job, I would much say, because it notifies me every single time. So It's very good, I would say, relationship, and from the Depths Entertainment. From Pennsylvania.
Shout out to them.
And,
awesome.
And it's just another step to try to get the band a little further out there.
Oh, I see that Will is here. Well, welcome, Will.
Yeah, Will has entered the scene here.
Nice. Now we got all 5 guys here. I'm glad to hear that.
Will, what's your name and position in the band, sir?
My name's Will. I'm one of the guitar players.
Scumbag.
He plays a skin flute. Sure, let's go with that.
Gotcha. Well, welcome. Welcome to the chat. I'm Jack. Nice to meet you.
Now you got all 5 of us lovely people here.
That's great. The Infinity Gauntlet is complete. Let's. Yeah, there's a reference for you. But I mean, that's always cool when you have any kind of organization on the outside, whether it's from the Depths Entertainment, regardless of it is, it's a nice vote of confidence to have someone who likes your band enough to want to have them featured on the roster, and they see something in you guys. Which, I mean, that's always great. Anytime you're able to get some sort of recognition like that, that's always a win in my book.
Yeah, because it was crazy. One night we were just having band practice, and I was like, "Oh, let me check the band email." It just ran me on the computer, and I seen this thing pop up from the Depths Entertainment label. I was like, "Well, what is this?" And I opened it up. I'm like, "Hey guys, check this out. This, somebody actually likes us. And I was like, hey, look, they want to put us on their thing, and they believe in us kind of a little bit. Yeah, let's give them a chance and see how much we can push our stuff out a little bit more than what we can, So it's always good to have a little help. Yeah,
I don't care who you are. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely a really cool feeling, especially after practice. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. So, I mean, you guys have mainly stayed local for the last several months or however long. I even forgot to ask this at the beginning. But how long have the 5 of you guys been together?
All together?
Yeah, because I know the band had a couple of different guys.
I would say, was it November somewhere last year?
I think it was November 6th or November 10th.
So I would say about. You could say half a year, give or take, with the current lineup.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it took us a while to find a suitable replacement for the last guitar player that we had. We were really picky this time. I wanted to make sure we found somebody that we gelled with, and that just felt really good to play with. And AJ definitely fit the bill on that one.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty good. You guys have been together for a few months. I know you've been playing out a lot locally. So tell me about some of the shows that you guys have been playing. Have there been any particular highlights or any particular venues or bands that you've liked working with so far?
Rings of Saturn.
Oh, the Rings of Saturn show.
Yeah,
that was before AJ got into the band, but
that was before our hiatus.
That was
the last show before our hiatus.
I would say an honor to open up for one of the coolest technical bands. And we actually got a really good, a lot of people talking about it. They're like, oh, yeah, that local band that opened, man, they were good.
It was a great crowd reaction, yeah.
I was like, hey, man, it's good to hear that,
Where are Rings of Saturn from?
I think Minnesota, if I had the shot in the dark, I would say Minnesota.
It's Lucas Manns, the guitar player. He's kind of like the godfather behind that, the brainchild of Rings of Saturn, Lucas Mann.
Cool, yeah. So these guys are pretty big time. So that's great to get some exposure like that.
Yes, it was really cool.
Well, it was more than just Rings of Saturn. It was Extortionists, and there was a couple other touring bands, but Rings of Saturn was
Distinguisher was cool.
Yeah. So to see a lot of professional touring bands in that type of stage of local settings,
I really have to say, like, all of our shows we really enjoy, because we go out, we see so many people starting to show up more and more, and we're starting to see that fan build up a little bit. We're starting to see people who are buying tickets to all of our shows no matter what. I'm like, oh, cool, man. I really appreciate it, and like some of the merch is going pretty quick now too. So it's
Great.
Like we really appreciate that too. And everybody who's wanted the shirts and stuff that we had, and some of the cups we had before. And we appreciate everybody doing that, because that helps us keep going and get new music out and stuff like that. And
That's awesome.
That's a big thing for us. And we're actually, speaking of merch, just to say real quick, we're actually working on some new hats right now. We got some about what 24 in the mix right now, or maybe something like that. A little run or something we're doing.
I guess I'll have to find out.
Yeah, a little mix of 24 certain colors, and we're doing a little mix of something like that, and they're gonna be a little bit of limited run. So that's gonna be something cool coming out soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, you guys are doing all the right things. I mean, you got your record out. You've been playing a bunch of shows, making a name for yourselves. I know you guys have been playing out a bunch lately, which is good. Some people are like, oh, we need to space it out, but I think at this stage of the game, you guys are doing the right thing for sure.
I mean, you gotta get yourself out there,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to put push the EP music out that we put out earlier this year, and that's why we were playing pretty much like all these shows, because we were pretty much showing the new lineup. The new songs, which was, Damnation included, and the future ones that, that we're planning to put out. Some of those that we actually play live aren't actually recorded or out. They're future, singles. So.
But yeah, we're gonna record them and get nice, good copies of them for everybody to have.
Excellent.
So they can
you guys usually record at home, or go into a studio, working with a producer?
Actually,
maybe?
Yes, lately we've been recording at my house here in my little studio above here. I don't know what to call it, but it's our little practice spot. And I have my electric drum set and my acoustic drum set in here, and Will and AJ and Fez bring all their gear in here. We got the PA for Austin, so what we use like Reaper. And
yeah, we just use Reaper, and then we use your PreSonus audio interface.
Yeah,
we just record everything in-house.
Little interface, and we use the Gojira plugin. So
all the plugins.
Yeah, a nice little plugin. Couple.
So many plugins to buy.
Yeah,
A lot of
but so many to name. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of things out of the back of house, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally, you can say that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I mean, for those that aren't familiar with your music, how would you sort of describe your sound? I know deathcore was the word that you guys used. Who are some of the big influences that you guys, if you had to compare yourselves to, who would it be?
Well, if everybody would like to go down the line and say an influence of their AJ, what's the influence of yours?
Since I can't even latch on to anyone.
I mean, we can go Irish she shanties with him. Fez, what's one of yours?
Well, I've been Dying Fetus has been a big inspiration to me. I've been a lot more the death metal side, especially when I first joined, but ever since going in later, these two have been getting me really into deathcore. So
yeah, Fez is
on the deathcore side, Warren Shore for sure.
Yeah, Fez is our little death metal baby.
Gotcha.
Young head, old soul.
Austin, what's one of yours?
If I had to name one off the top of my head, I would definitely have to say, for the new stuff that we're putting out, for a band that's very relevant, I would say Spirit Box. But I'm no Courtney LaFonte, and I'm no, we're no professional touring band yet, but I would say that's our new sound and our goal.
Nice.
Wait, your name's not Courtney?
Nah. Will? I know I probably stole yours, but...
A little bit. I do try to channel a little bit of Spirit Box. I kind of take a little bit of inspiration from everybody. I've really been really heavy into Lauren Shore and Spirit Box lately, just two of the main bands that I've been listening to, but I also take some inspiration out of some 70s and 80s groups.
Nice.
Jakey Lee is probably one of my favorite guitar players. He was on the Aussie track for Bark at the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, that song rips. That and, the Randy Rhoads, it's incredible. So I try to incorporate some of the stuff I've learned over the years into the music that we're writing, and I hope other people like it as much as I do.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Well, me, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Black Dahlia Murder was a big part of my life there for a while. I love the Black Dahlia Murder. Rest in peace, Trevor. By the way, man, that was a harsh thing to hear about Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder. Losing his life. And man, that was tragic. But Yeah, the Black Dahlia River was a big thing for me. Other than that, I mean, I've been really weird lately too. I listen to a lot of music, man. Sleep Token.
Yeah, he likes Sleep Token.
I've been listening to a lot of Sleep Token lately. Yeah, I can't get around that.
Like, you heard of this band before they put out, their new stuff? They'll put on Sleep Token. I'm like, I thought this was a rapper, and because you figured from the name, I thought it was a rapper. And
Right.
It was like Sleep Token. I'm like, all right, like.
Oh, the new Sleep Token bots.
So
Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine who's like really big into Sleep Token. He's been getting me into that. So that's
Brian
pretty cool.
Fry.
But yeah, I've been listening to like Sleep Token and like I just picked up tickets to that Baby Clock concert coming up with Baby Metal and Death Clock.
Oh,
So I like Baby Metal. That's a cool thing. I think that's just crazy off the wall.
yeah.
And another band I've been listening to, what was it? Bandmade, a Japanese metal band. So it's a Japanese girl metal band, heavy metal band called Bandmade. And I was like,
He likes to listen to a lot of female-fronted bands too.
no, I mean it's not even that, dude. Fuck, it was just like something that caught my eye on YouTube one day. I just scrolling through YouTube and like
Don't see
this
that every
random
day.
popped up.
Anchor is another one.
Nice.
And
I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, so many bands.
Very cool.
But
You guys did mention something earlier. Like I'm such a basic dude. Like I have a hard time determining the difference between death metal and deathcore.
That's fair.
Is there a difference? I mean, I'm sure there must be, but like,
I think with death metal, and deathcore is with death metal, it's I think more progressive in a sense, and I feel like there's not breakdowns, and if there is, not as many in deathcore, because deathcore is taking that core aspect that everybody else uses for metalcore and all that, and they're turning it into something more versatile, more dynamic. And death metal is, progressive that. Deathcore is, I feel like, more open. It leaves a lot of room for, like, what to do, like, I feel like that's the reason why deathcore is, one of the hottest genres right now in the metal community, because look at Lorna Shore.
Yeah, it's combining death metal and hardcore, so it's combining the rhythmic element of hardcore and just cool stuff of death metal, all the trem picking, all the craziness.
Yeah.
Light graphics towards too.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
well, this is cool, man. Yeah, you guys have definitely been making it a little name for yourselves around here in Central Florida the last couple of months. What is next on the horizon for Corium? Do you guys have some upcoming shows or upcoming releases?
We do have a couple shows coming up. One on the May 13th at WIDS in Melbourne, Florida.
Yep.
Then we have one coming up May 27th at Shovelhead Lounge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shovelhead Lounge.
Longwood, yeah.
Then we have the cream of the crop show for us in July 16th. We are going to be in Tampa at the Orpheum.
Nice.
that one's going to be a good show.
So that's going to be a big show for us.
It's for a good cause too. It's Fight for the Humanity cause. So.
Yeah,
I guess it's an organization. I haven't researched much of it, but I'm pretty sure
it's kind of like a
what
fundraiser.
for.
It's like a big fundraiser thing at the Orpheum.
Yeah.
Fight for the what now?
Fight for Humanity show.
Fight for Humanity show. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah, and that will be July 16th.
Nice. Anyone else? Anyone else at that show that we know about, or?
Two of those we have Burn Forever, which is also on our label from
Right.
the Depths Entertainment, Burn Forever, and we got a touring band coming down from California, the Norse, that's doing the Shovelhead show with us in Longwood, and we got Silamara, I think is the band. I heard many great things about them. Silamara at WIDS, along as Get Out of Nashville and What We Seek. Some bands I'm still learning because I know I've been in the scene, but I don't know everybody.
Well, of course. Yeah.
So it's always fun to find out new bands, and I've already done my research on a couple, and I'm very excited for the future shows that we have for these shows.
Sounds
So,
good.
Very excited.
Yeah.
So getting used to the scene over here.
Yeah.
Right.
We're very excited for Tampa too, because that's the first time for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wolfgang is our first Tampa show, definitely.
Yeah,
I think you guys will fit right in. But it's cool, man. You guys are making some moves, and it looks like you're just getting started. So I'm excited about the future of Corium. Obviously I wish you guys nothing but success. Where can people find your music? I'll definitely drop some links in the description as well.
You can find everything actually social media wise on our Linktree, and it is Linktree/Corium FL Band, and that's literally where you can find all our social media. That includes Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any future shows that have tickets, and that's for Spotify as well, and all of our music platforms that are on those.
Sounds great. Awesome. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad to have all five of you here, on the show, telling the folks about your band, and I feel like you guys are doing well. You're doing all the right things. You're making some moves, so I'm happy for you, and I'll be cheering you on for sure.
So, but before we go, I'd like to give some props out to some people that really helped us along the way too with some of our recordings. Is Chris Acosta. We have to give him props for recording our EP and stuff like that. Cannot let that go unspoken, because we wouldn't have that music out if he didn't come out and help us record it and get everything to the people. So
Chris is great. He's so talented.
Big shout out to Lowland Recordings.
Big shout out to Lowland Recordings.
Lowland.
Yep, Lowland Recordings, definitely.
Excellent.
But anybody else got anything to say before they go? Anyone want to shout for their mother? Fez, hi, Mom. All right.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Fez's mom. Shout out to Fez's mom and his family.
I'll shout out Will for making the instruments we use.
Yeah, actually, Will. Will is like, I like to say something about Will. Will's been like our sponsor of our guitars, pretty much. Will builds his own guitars.
Wow. And
he pretty much has been thrown one in AJ's hand, and of course he has one himself. And Will builds his custom guitars, all this crazy intricate stuff.
Nice. Will's showing us his guitar right now, but it looks fantastic.
It's a headless guitar. It kind of has that Schecter look to it. But Will, what's the name of your company?
It's Music with Feel Guitar Company, or Music with Feel Custom Shop. So NWF Custom Shop, and I will build pretty much anything anybody commissions me to build.
Music with Feel, is that it?
Yes.
Music with Feel Custom.
Music with Feel
Custom Shop.
Custom Shop. Got it. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me here on the show, and I'm excited about the future of Corium, man, and best of luck to you all.
Thank you, Jack. We appreciate it so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you. We've been seeing you at the shows lately, so we're looking forward to you seeing coming out again here soon.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks once again to the boys from Corium, Austin, John, AJ, Fez, and Will. I had a really great time talking to all those guys and just learning more about how they got started, and I know they've got a lot of things planned. So if you're a fan of deathcore and death metal and that type of sound, definitely check out Corium, because you're gonna like them. And they're just wonderful guys too. So it was great having them on. As far as upcoming events for me, I know this summer my Linkin Park tribute band, New Divide, that I play bass in. We've got a few dates during the summer. On June 3rd, we're going to be playing the OCC Roadhouse and Museum. It's Orange County Choppers. That's going to be in Clearwater. I think we'll be playing that with Schism, which is a Tool tribute band. Also, July 15th, we'll be playing in Tampa at the Orpheum in Ybor City. Definitely check that out. And the next night after that, July 16th, we'll be playing the Alley in Sanford, Florida. So definitely go to New Divide, facebook.com/New Divide, and check us out on Instagram as well for all the information on that. So that is it for this episode. As always, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JackXConnor. You can like me on Facebook at facebook.com/JackConnorMusic. Feel free to check out my original band as well, Vertebreaker, at facebook.com/VertebreakerBand. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always leave a comment here or a review on wherever you're listening to the podcast. You can email me at jackconnorpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at me with the hashtag Phoenix Report. Regardless of which platform you're listening to, whether it's through YouTube or whether this is on Apple or Spotify, make sure you subscribe. Hit whatever notification bell. You can leave a comment, leave a review. Go back and listen to all the other episodes. I have a few really old ones with John McGinnis from many years ago. So this is way before Corium. But thank you as always for listening. This has been the Phoenix Report. I'm Jack Connor, and I'll talk to you later.